This week on Motorhead Garage, Brian and John check out a McLaren supercar, work on boosting cell phone reception, and learn a novel way to protect your vehicle from rust. Next on Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting.
Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. This is automotive heaven in the shop today. We're looking at a McLaren P1GTR, which is the racing version of the McLaren P1 road-going supercar. It's one of the greatest examples of automotive engineering on the planet today. It's one of less than 40 of these ever built. And thankfully, I'm joined by Kevin of McLaren of Philadelphia, who's an expert on this deal. Kevin, first off,
how you doing, Brian?
Thank you so much for bringing this thing in today.
My pleasure. Thanks for having us.
It is incredible from end to end.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're looking at a car here that really is the pinnacle of what we know of automotive technology today.
Right, absolutely. They really pushed the boundaries. They ripped everything out of the book of how to build a car and did it over again. And this is what happens when the engineers get to do whatever they want to do.
Especially on a racing version, like you said, engineers can run wild. I mean, aerodynamically on the front, we're seeing these little canard wings on the side, the big front splitter. But I think the real magic of this car starts to reveal itself when we get to look in the guts. So if you won't mind pulling the nose off of this, which is secured by the awesome Quick-Latches as it removes the nose. Again, all carbon fiber construction. This is literally a rocket on wheels, man. This thing's incredible.
Yeah. So they built everything out of carbon fiber, a couple different weaves that they used, depending on what kind of structure they wanted to do. As you can see, the different thicknesses of the weaves. Everything out of carbon fiber, very strong, very light, very fast.
We're going to work our way down the car here. We're going to take a look at the inside because just in the steering wheel alone, there's enough to do an entire show on.
Absolutely.
Well, Kevin, as I mentioned, one of the things, maybe it sounds weird to say, but one of the things that really starts to show us how much technology is packed in this car is actually the steering wheel. And we look at it, there's a bunch of different functions we have control of here. And, you know, we can also look at some of the awesome display on the dash. But when I look at the wheel, I see this iPass button, and that speaks to the integrated drivetrain the car has. Very powerful twin-turbo V8, but also what's augmenting that V8?
Right, so this is a hybrid vehicle, so it has about a 200 horsepower electric motor strapped to the side of that 700 horsepower.
And this iPass button is my ticket to fun with that electric motor, right?
Yeah, if you're in manual boost mode, you're in full control of that 200 horsepower.
So anytime I hit this button, I'm going to get that extra 200 horsepower boost. And now in the center of the wheel, I have these two kind of thumb switches here. What are these doing?
Right, so the left side is the powertrain control. That basically just controls the aggressiveness of how the engine works. The right side is the handling system, so you can change the pressures in the suspension system.
Well, we've seen the inside. Now we got to get to the business end of this thing. I can't wait to get a look at the actual mechanicals that shove this car down the racetrack.
Let's do it.
Well, Kevin, a couple of quick latch buttons, and off comes the clamshell back here, and it exposes quite literally the belly of the beast, man. Powertrain-wise, I can see the top of the intake manifold. There's a lot going on here, but again, tell me what the actual engine is in this car.
So it's a 3.8-liter twin-turbo V8. It's making just under 800 horsepower. Strapped to the left side of that is a 200 horsepower electric motor that drives in between in the hybrid drive assembly, straight through the transmission to the rear wheels.
It's amazing because it's beautiful, it's exotic. The exhaust is that interesting color because it's made out of Inconel, which is an incredible alloy, very lightweight. And then, you know, when I'm looking at this plumbing here, we mentioned it earlier, but this is not fuel line, this is not transmission plumbing, this is actually suspension.
So this is the magic of the car. So McLaren came out and they rewrote how to build a suspension system. This is hydraulics. This is the roll circuit. There's a front heave circuit and a rear heave circuit. The roll circuit ties each side to side and caddy corner. So instead of having a mechanical link left to right, it's all hydraulic. So there's a little bit more compliance. There's not, if you upset this side of the car, that side's not going to be upset.
Well, absolutely, and I would imagine if you're driving this thing, you know, granted this is a race car, but the street version, I understand, uses a similar version of the suspension.
Yeah, there's not much on this car that you won't find on the street car.
So if I'm driving my street car down normal street, everything's cool. The hydraulics are going to basically have me in a nice, smooth, kind of balanced ride, but as soon as I get on the racetrack, I'm going to have the kind of level handling I want. I mean, this thing will pull upwards of a G1/2, I believe, in the corners, and which is just, it'll shift your entire kind of organs around your rib cage.
It makes you see crooked. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. The fabrication is unbelievable. Everything about this, again, is the pinnacle of automotive technology. And there's actually some great pieces on this car, as you well know, that you don't need a millionaire to afford, and will be awesome for your project at home, whether it's a hot rod or anything else you got going on. We'll be back with more about those products right after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, is being brought to you by Quick-Latch, quality hood pins and push-button fasteners. Advertising Edge, custom branding solutions and promotional products. Exalta Coating Systems, we paint winners. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. Now, we all might not be as fortunate to drive around in an impressive multi-million-dollar McLaren like we have in Motorhead Garage today, but you know, just as impressive is the actual latch system that holds everything together from the front of this car to the rear. This thing's utilizing Quick-Latch, and I'm here with Brian from Quick-Latch. Now, Brian, tell me the story, man. How'd you get hooked up with McLaren?
Well, John, first of all, thank you very much for having us back on the show again. It's a pleasure to be here, especially with this ultra-exclusive P1GTR here. The way that we found out initially about the latches being installed on the car, there's a exotic car detailer named Jeff Jacobs out of California. He tagged us in one of his finished detail photos. And so we did a little bit more further investigation, and we saw a few YouTube videos by David Lee, and then Kyle Lindsay also did a review of the P1GTR. And when we noticed the product on the vehicle, we just had to get a closer look at it, because initially we didn't know that McLaren was utilizing our product.
And that speaks volumes for your product. I mean, this thing's on the front, latch in the front all the way to the back. I mean, it's super easy to use. We used them before here on Motorhead Garage. But tell our viewers, what is Quick-Latch and how does it work?
So it's basically a push-button release mechanism. Regardless of what size it is, it all functions the same way. What you have is a ball-bearing spring-loaded internal receiver, and the ball pin just pushes directly into it like that. So to release it, you push the release button like that and push back to engage. These are incredibly strong. They hold 150 pounds of static pull force per latch. So for its size, it's incredibly strong. I also took the opportunity today to bring to you guys our latest creations, which is the QL38 series. They also function the exact same way, except these are much, much stronger. They withstand up to 500 pounds of static pull force per latch.
Pops on the same way, releases the same way, just a lot more strong.
Correct.
A lot more strength built into it. Cool.
Yes, sir. And then also we have the QL38 lockable hood pin kit.
So what do? I lock it on?
So you lock it in, and once the pin is engaged, you turn the lock 90 degrees to clockwise.
All right.
Once that lock has turned 90 degrees, you cannot depress the release button.
Oh, great. So if I have any panels or anything I want to secure in a car or either other applications, I can go ahead and use this. I can lock it and then do it like the other way. Unlock it, and then it's just going to be able to release. So I'm in good shape there.
Absolutely. So if you're looking for an added layer of security, this is an ideal model for you.
Now you got different shapes and sizes and different colors. Tell us about all the different products.
Yes, so our current model line encompasses 4 different varieties: black anodized, blue anodized, machined aluminum, and red anodized for the mini quick latches. For our QL38s, they come in ceramic black or machined aluminum, and not shown here is polish, but we have polish available as well.
And sizes?
Sizes range from, on the mini quick latches, 0.875 all the way to 1.5 inch upper diameter. The QL38s have a 1 3/4 inch diameter, and also our QL50 series has a 2.5 inch upper diameter.
Tell us about some applications, some car applications we can use it, and then we'll look at some aftermarket, some other things.
Okay, so yeah, on automotive applications, they can be utilized from anything from an exterior body panel, especially front bumpers, because on modern automobiles, the front bumpers have flimsy plastic clips that often break, and a lot of our customers are looking for a way to get the bumper alignment back into alignment without having to buy OEM clips again. That's been one of the most popular applications for the 25 series mini quick latches. Also, you've got interior components that you can utilize them in: glove boxes, center consoles, things of that nature, deck lids on the exterior. Basically anything that you need quick access to, you can utilize these parts for.
And that's the beauty of it. I mean, one push button, bam, it's coming undone. I'm ready to remove that piece. Secure, very, very stout, great product. Also, what about some other applications, maybe not in the automotive world?
So we've actually had multiple industries utilize these, everything from yacht manufacturers to cabinetry makers, custom home builders, even a custom cooler manufacturer.
Yeah, and the custom cooler, I got it right here. This is really cool because, you know, some of the coolers, maybe the latches over time deteriorate, but the cooler may last forever. So this is pretty neat. The latch is located right there. All I got to do is just push the latch down, bam, it's open. Now the really neat part is, right, when it closes, that's it, and it's open, it's sealed. You're not going to have any issues with that. And I don't have to, I have my cooler forever, and it's usually the latch that gives out. Hey, tell us where you can find it on the web.
You can find us at www.Quik-Latch.com. That's Q-U-I-K with a dash in the middle, latch.com.
Well, very cool. Hey, if McLaren uses it, I'm sure trusting in it. And if McLaren uses it, you should trust in it as well. Just go to the website, get you some quick latches. You saw all the applications. It's really cool. Brian's not riding in the McLaren. I am. Stick around. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage right after this break.